from Trivial Pursuit, where knowing stuff is celebrated. Just look at Sherry, but you don't have to take my word for it. We'll see you next time.
Hey, this is Giacomo Gignelti. Watch a new episode of Wild Cards this Wednesday at 8, 7 Central.
Now at 10, a stolen vehicle pursuit ends in tragedy and the death of a San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy. Tonight, the department is in mourning over the loss of a young husband, father, and fallen hero.
Plus, new information tonight into the origins of the deadly and devastating Eaton fire. What we're learning about the so-called zombie power line that may have sparked the blaze.
And only on 5, a happy reunion tonight for a stolen French bulldog and his owner after years of searching. How authorities finally found Havoc and where he had been living. Now on the news at 10. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. Heartbreak tonight in Victorville, where a San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy is being remembered as a hero.
The young father, husband, and 6-year veteran of the department was killed in a violent crash during the pursuit of a stolen vehicle. 36-year-old Deputy Hector Cuevas Jr. died when his patrol car slammed into a light pole during the chase. He is being remembered tonight as a man who dedicated his life to serving and protecting his community with honor.
KTLA 5's Carlos Salcedo is live in Victorville, where many are in mourning tonight. Carlos.
Micah, shared just a terrible tragedy here in Victorville. The road where this violent crash took place is about to reopen. Take a look here. The impact so bad that it took officials hours to clean up the intersection. Tonight, the family of Deputy Hector Cuevas Jr., they're just starting to show up here at the crash site. They tell me they're remembering him as a loving husband, a loving father, who was tragically killed in the line of duty.
I really have no words to describe this tragedy.
6-year veteran Hector Cuevas Jr. is described as a devout family man who was a cop's cop.
Hector is the type of law enforcement officer that we all want to be. He was a grand and great protector and a great father.
The 36-year-old San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy was killed while in pursuit of a stolen vehicle Monday morning in Victorville, where he had spent the last 3 years after serving as a police officer in Rialto. It was just after 11 in the morning when Cuevas Jr. collided with another vehicle at the intersection of Seneca and Elevado Road, causing his cruiser to split in half.
Some people that were out here a little bit before me said that they seen it split, like kind of go up in the air. When I looked down to take a look, I seen half of the vehicle on one side and another half of the car on the other side.
Aerial images show an American flag draped over his body as he was transported to the medical examiner's office in San Bernardino. Soon after the crash, a procession of dozens of first responders paid their respects to the fallen deputy.
San Bernardino County rolled out the numerous citizens that stood on the side of the road, saluting them as they drove by. Our firefighters and law enforcement partners from throughout the area who honored Hector in the procession.
Debris at the site showing the force of the violent crash. An innocent woman was also transported with non-life-threatening injuries.
There was just the one other vehicle involved here, the small black sedan. There was one occupant, a female. She was transported to the hospital.
Authorities identified the suspect as 22-year-old Ryan Dwayne Turner Jr. of San Bernardino. He was arrested after taking off on foot.
This suspect had previously been arrested for evading police as well in the city of Rialto, and also caused a law enforcement cruiser to collide into a citizen previously.
And Turner faces a handful of charges, including vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated. Tonight, officials tell me they're still investigating the collision. Now, coming up at 11 o'clock, you'll hear from Cuevas Jr.'s uncle and brother and how they're remembering their hero. We're live in Victorville. Carlos Salcedo, KTLA 5 News.
Carlos, thank you. And breaking news tonight, 2 LAPD officers, a mother and her 6-year-old daughter, were hurt in a crash in Encino. The injuries appear to be non-life-threatening. It happened just before 9 o'clock on Lindley Avenue. One officer was treated at the scene for a hand injury. The mother and her daughter were transported by ambulance to a local hospital. It's unclear if the police officers were using their lights and sirens at the time of the crash.
Crime is dropping in the city of Los Angeles. Mayor Karen Bass and Police Chief Jim McDonnell releasing last year's crime stats today, showing a decrease in homicides and overall crime. The mayor praising the hard work of the LAPD fighting crime throughout the city, but stressed the need to hire more officers. Bass says police recruitment is up, but the city is still struggling with the hiring process when it comes to the crime stats. Chief McDonnell says targeted police initiatives and community-based programs played a big part in boosting public safety.
In 2024, LAPD removed 7,634 firearms from the street. Of those, 790 were ghost guns, which we know are often used in criminal activity. Crime prevention is not just about enforcement. It's about collaboration, trust building, and ensuring our officers and residents work together to create safer neighborhoods.
Looking ahead, Chief McDonnell says strengthening police patrols and response capability will remain a high priority.
It is St. Patrick's Day, and the celebrations are well underway, but police say don't push your luck. The LAPD is out in force tonight on the lookout for drunk drivers. It's being called a maximum enforcement period, and they mean business. Don't drink and drive.
Chris Wolf live in Beverly Grove with more on the revelry and the warning from police. Chris.
Absolutely. Happy St. Patty's, everybody. Molly Malone's Irish Pub here in Beverly Grove is an LA institution. And take a look at the crowd behind me right now. The place is just jumping. This is truly a special night because it's the first St. Patrick's celebration for this place since fire tore through it last June. The owner tells me that a homeless person started that blaze. That said, tonight is all about revelry, but also responsibility and safety. It's that time of year when everyone is Irish. St. Patrick's Day 2025. Fun seekers are flocking to places like Molly Malone's in Beverly Grove.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody!
This St. Patty's is especially meaningful for staff and customers alike because it's the first such holiday since fire ripped through the popular pub last year.
It is on fire. Holy cannoli.
We just kept at it, and here we are. February 17th, we opened up. 1 month later, St. Patrick's Day. Wonderful, yeah.
It's not just a holiday, it's a community. It's beautiful, especially this time for our community. Everything that's happened this year. Yeah, no, we're having a good time celebrating.
Direct from Dublin.
Direct from Dublin.
And you came right to Molly Malone.
I came to Molly Malone's. It's the best Irish bar in LA. Why wouldn't I? It's like a question of identity. Because where else would you get this all over the world that people celebrate it, you know what I mean? And it's very funny thing. I know there's a lot of stereotypes about drinking and all that stuff, but at home it's really family orientated.
Speaking of drinking, the message from people we spoke with and from law enforcement is don't push your luck. Enjoy this quality time, but do not drink and drive. Your decisions could mean the difference between life and death.
Everybody's Ubering, and that's just the safest thing to do because everybody's, you know, having fun.
Law enforcement agencies across Southern California are on what's called DUI saturation patrol, with extra units covering the streets looking for drunken drivers.
Uber, buses, have a sober driver. We will give them free Cokes, coffee, water.